Hi guys. Facebook is building an audience for you. Nice. I'm just going to invite a few people. Thank you, Facebook, for building an audience for me. But let's see if I can get a few people to join me. Let us see. Yes, guys, I'm just trying to see who is available to join me. There's just a few people who I know have got my back, who I know that no matter what, I can call on them at any time and they will jump on and support me. And guys, some of them I haven't even ever met. So you know, sometimes when God sends people your way, it just leaves you in awe. This season of my life are showing me such love, who, as I say, some I haven't met, but they're just showing me such love and encouragement, even from a distance, that it just humbles me. And I am just so grateful to God. There are some things that happen to you that you know it's because you deserve it, but you know it's because God has got your back, and so He causes other people to have your back as well. So guys, it's going to be a very short one today. I know I say that all the time and it's never short. Sorry, I'm trying to position this thing. Yeah, that should do. And I was also in the middle of sending a quick message to someone on Facebook Messenger. My connection is weak. I don't know how long it will hold for, but very quickly this evening I wanted to jump in and just talk about your why, and how your why is that thing that keeps you going, that thing that keeps you fired up, that thing that keeps you that gives you an extra burst of energy at the end of the day, at the end of a long, tiring day. So, you know, we talk about being in a 9-to-5 job, and yet most of us are not really, we're not doing our work. We don't work 9 to 5, because your day begins when you wake up from bed. So if you're waking up from bed before 9 a.m., then you can't say your day begins at 9 a.m. If you're waking up from bed at 6 in order to get ready to go to work, then your day really begins at the time that you get up from your bed, at the time that you have to stop your period of rest or your sleep or whatever. That's when your day begins. And then even though you leave your office space, your corporate cubicle, at 5:30, you don't get home until maybe 10 o'clock. You don't get home until 8 o'clock. So really your day is still on. Your day is still continuing, because you have not reached that point where you can say, yes, that's it. It's done for today. All of my tasks for the day are done and I can just lay back and rest. So we are not really, in actual fact, doing a 9 to 5. We're doing longer hours, longer days than a 9 to 5. I'm definitely doing longer days than a 9 to 5. So what am I rambling on about? I'm tired, you can tell. I just walked into my house about 45 minutes ago. I woke up from bed I think I woke up from bed today about 7, and that's because my body was beaten. I was really, really tired because yesterday I worked into the morning. I'm obviously, as many of you would know, preparing for my Tele Summit, the Leap and Shine conference. And as you know, that's only a part of my life. It's a part of my life that I'm trying to build, and I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to develop. And I have another part of my life which has been a part of my life for quite a while, because obviously everyone knows, as many of you know, not everyone, but as many of you know, I'm a lawyer, I'm a compliance manager, and I have a very high profile job in the City of London. And the job is not only very high profile, it's very senior, it's a very senior role, and it's also a very demanding role, if you like. It's a very demanding role in a very demanding sector in the investment management sector. And so every day that I go to work, I have to go with, if it's possible, extra brain cells, because my job will take everything that you've got. It drains you. It's a very focus intensive role. So when I come back at the end of a long day from work, trust me, I am tired. My brains are fried. Now, you are not necessarily in that state. You're not necessarily in the best state to nurture the relationships, that other relationships that you have going. And obviously those relationships are actually the most important. The relationship with your spouse, with your family, with your children are the more important, at least to me. But when you go to work and you have to give and give and give and give so much, that by the time you get back from work, you are so tired that you can't even engage properly or productively, or you can't engage as you would like to engage with the people that you left at home, then that's becoming a problem, and that's something that you probably have to address. What's my point though? I've come back from work about 45 minutes ago. I walked in and literally headed, you can see I've just taken off only my top jacket, my winter coat and the jacket that I had over this, and I've had to walk straight up to my home office, sat in front of my computer, and I'm thumping away at the computer, at the keyboard, which is literally similar to what I've been doing for the past how many hours for my employer. But this is also important. Why is it important? Because this is legacy right here. Actually, this is more important to me than the work that I do for my employer, because this is legacy. This is leaving a part of me. This is purpose. This is destiny. This is what my children see when they see me sitting in front of my computer and they ask, "Mom, what are you doing?" With this, I'm able to explain to them with a sense of pride what it is that I'm trying to build, because this speaks of my creativity. This speaks of my ability to give back. This speaks of my ability to add value to my world, to my space. So it's something I'm very, very proud about. Also, when I was writing my book, Prison Break, half the time, obviously I would come back from work and I would have to go straight into my home office and, start working on my book. And my children would quite often, because they want to be close to mom and they need your attention and they haven't seen you all day. So there is always a price to pay. That basically is my point. In this roundabout thing that I'm talking about, there is always a price to pay. And sometimes the price can ask a lot of you. The price can take a lot of you. And the only thing that causes you not to break down, or the only thing that causes you to enables you to keep going, even when you think you can't take any more, even when your body seems to be complaining, is your why. So do you see now, guys, why it's so important to be clear about what your why is? Why you're doing anything at all that you're doing in life is so critical. You cannot afford to just go with the Joneses. You cannot afford to do something because everyone else is doing it. It has to be because you know that there is a reason and a purpose that you're doing what you're doing. My why, quite clearly, is that I want to leave a legacy. Beyond that, I want my children to understand the virtue and the value of hard work. And I want my children to know, to have the liberty to be creative in their space. Ideally, I want my children to be entrepreneurs, to grow up with an entrepreneurial mindset, so that as they grow up, they know that they don't necessarily have to go and sit in a cubicle, in a corporate cubicle, and work for somebody. They know that they can walk on their own terms, they can live life on their own terms and still change the world. Actually, that's a win-win, because they can set up their own businesses, they can set up their own workspace, their own work environment, they can be employers of labor and still change the world. They don't have to sit in a corporate cubicle and do things according to the workbook or according to the staff handbook of ABC company. They don't have to do things according to the work handbook of ABC Limited, unless that ABC Limited is, of course, their own company. If it is a practice or a business or that's or something that an enterprise that they've set up themselves, that they're looking to use that to change the world, to correct something, to make the world a better place than they met it, then to me, as a mom, that will give me the greatest joy. Why? Because they can work on their own terms. Why? Because they can prioritize and decide what matters most to them in their lives. Whether that's their families or whether that's their health, whatever it is that matters most to them, they can bring it to the top of the list. They don't have to prioritize the 9 to 5. They don't have to say, oh God, it's Monday again, whether I like it or not. I have to get up from bed and I have to go for the train and I have to go to work. If they're not feeling well, if they need to give themselves time to rest, if they need to celebrate a son's birthday, their wife's birthday, or anything, no matter how little or inconsequential it may seem, but it matters to them, and they would rather be doing that thing at a particular time rather than being sat or sitting in a cubicle, in a corporate cubicle, exactly as they want to plan their lives, exactly as the way they want their life to go. That's what they should be doing. That's how life should be in a perfect world. And what am I saying? I'm not saying that everyone has to work for themselves. I'm not saying that all of the corporate offices should be empty. For some, that really works. So it's about also knowing who you are. It's about knowing your core personality. It's about knowing what you're about, what your message is, what your purpose is. You know, as I always say, if you don't know your purpose, then you're going to be spreading yourself thin. You're going to try this, try that, and probably come away dissatisfied anyway. So what's enabled me today, being as tired as I am, to come in from work and to come and sit here is because there is a passion that's burning in me. It's because I've set myself a task and an objective. And as some of you may already know, from Sunday the 20th, between Sunday the 20th and the 26th of November, I have my teleconference coming up. It's the Leap and Shine teleconference. And I've been saying that this is somebody's opportunity to finish 2016 strong and to start 2017 right. Now, a lot of us just go with the flow, and a lot of us just hope that life will happen. And life does happen, but it doesn't always happen the way we want. I would rather, my temperament, my spirit, my personality is that I'm the sort of person who would deliberately sit down and be very resolute and be very determined and be very targeted and focused about what I want. I would sit down and I would decide this is what I want, and then I would go for it. Are you that kind of person? If you're not, that you might find that sometimes in life you're not, it might affect the decisions you make, the path or the trajectory that your life takes, if you're not the sort of person that sits down and decides what they want and how to get it. If you're that sort of person, then I have just the conference for you, just the tele-summit for you. If you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for motivation, you're looking for tips, you're looking for tools, you're looking for processes, strategies, a roadmap, a blueprint that tells you how to get from where you are to where you want to be, that tells you how to make 2017 a better year than 2016. I'm talking about strategies from world-class speakers. I'm talking about strategies from people who have been where you say you want to go. I'm talking about strategies from people who are experts in their field. People who, I always say it, guys, I tend to repeat myself, and I do it deliberately too. Success leaves clues. What does that mean? That simply means that no matter what it is on the face of God's own earth that you want to do, that you want to achieve, that you want to become, someone else has already done it, someone else has already become it, someone else has already done it. Why would you not take a cue from them? Why would you not steal ideas from them? Why would you not see how they've done it? How is it that this person that I so admire has been able to do what they've done? How is it that they've been able to hold it all together? How is it that this person that is a working mom, has her own business, probably has a 9-to-5, has a family, how does she keep it all together? And that's another argument for another day, because I don't necessarily know that it is possible to win on all those many grounds. I believe that especially for women, there comes a time when you have to decide what matters most to you and how you work yourself into that ideal position where you are focusing on the things that matter most to you. Because otherwise something will give, something will suffer. Either it's your health or your relationships. And that is so important, because if the most important relationships in your life, family relationships, relationships with your children, relationships with your spouse, if those things are suffering, then you are only half living, because you don't have the kind of home support, if you like, that you should have. But imagine a situation where those relationships are well oiled and they are working as they should, and your partner understands and sees your vision and buys into your vision. That's the perfect place to be. That's the perfect place to be. So as women, truly, we are always being pulled in different directions. We wear so many hats at the same time. Everyone wants a piece of us. Everyone wants a piece of us. And it's difficult sometimes to know how to apportion yourself. Sometimes after you've given so much of yourself away in any given day, you have nothing left even to give to yourself. You don't have me time. You don't have enough time to rest. You don't have enough time to sleep. And yet, number one is you. Number one is so important, because if you're not catering to number one, if you're not taking good care of number one, you find that number one will break down. And if you break down, then of what use are you to your family anyway? So guys, cutting a long story short, my challenge to you is, and perhaps I shouldn't belabor it because so many people talk about this, and a lot of us already know that knowing your why is key, is paramount in life. One thing I find is this: it takes more than knowing. It takes transforming your mind. It takes transforming the way you do things. Because there's a lot of us who have attended all the motivational speeches, we've attended all the seminars, we've read all the books, Success Principles, 7 ways to get this, 10 ways to get that, 3 steps to get this. We've read all the books, we've attended all the seminars, we've watched The Secret 1,001 times. And we're still in a rut. We are still where we started out. So what is wrong? You have to ask, what is wrong? Conditioning. Conditioning. Our minds and our bodies and our brains and everything about us is so conditioned to just sit in that rut, in that place of sameness without moving. I call it all motion, no movement. So there's all the whirring noise and all the noise and all the production, like a wind-up toy. All motion, no movement. When you wind up those toys, so they move around in just a tiny little space. They don't go far. They move around. They go round and round in circles. And when they run out of steam, they're still standing and sitting in the same place. Well, that's a tragic way for a human being to live their lives. We are not wind-up toys, obviously. So we're human beings, we have plans and purposes, and our Creator, when God made us and put us on this earth, He put us on earth for a reason. We're not just here to clutter up the landscape. We are supposed to be the answer to someone's question. We're supposed to be the solution to someone's problem. How do you do that if you are living your life as a wind-up toy? How do you do that if you are on a treadmill, running yourself out of breath? And you just keep running. You're not going anywhere. That's the way the treadmill works, right? The treadmill is sitting in one place. You get on top of it, knowing that it won't move. It's not like a car. When you're sitting in a car and a car is moving, the motion of a car, the movement of a car takes you from point A to point B. Not so a treadmill. A treadmill doesn't take you anywhere. It's sitting in one place, packed in your gym or packed wherever it is that you've put it. So you get on it. and you start to move on that treadmill. Now, because you're going through the motions of, moving your feet on the treadmill, you can feel like you're moving, but you're still in the same place. Yes, I know the treadmill has its own purpose, its own reason for being, which is, yes, that you keep moving so that you burn the calories and all of that. I know that. But just stay with me on this analogy. What I'm saying is the treadmill itself, the machine itself doesn't move. Hi, Shireen. Oh, nice to see you drop by. Thank you. Hi, Fatma. The treadmill doesn't go anywhere. You get on it and you start to run until you run yourself out of steam. And you're sweating and you're huffing and you're puffing and you're wondering, why am I not getting anywhere? Sometimes in life, our jobs and all the things that keep us so busy are like the treadmill. They're like the hamster on a wheel. You just keep running. And because that wheel is turning, the hamster, I actually have the perfect, unfortunately, I can't find it on my computer now. I have the perfect, image of it. Because that wheel is turning, you tend to think you're going somewhere, but you forget that it's a continuum. It's a wheel. You can't get out of the wheel. You just keep going. And there is no real progress made. So that's why I say that because we are humans, and because we are made in God's image, and because we have a manual and we have a plan, a purpose for our lives, whether we embrace it or not, whether we recognize it or not, whether we accept it or not, the truth of the matter is we were made for a reason and a purpose. Hence why I say that you are the answer to someone's question and you are the solution to someone's problem. You need to be finding problems. We all need to be finding problems on a daily basis that we will solve. It's never about you. Who was it that said, which great president, American president said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. It's in the place of service that you find your greatest fulfillment. It's in the place of giving to others that you find your greatest fulfillment. Whether those others are your family, giving to your children, giving to your family, giving to your spouse, you are in somebody's life to change their life. You are in the world as salt to season the world. So the fact that you are a spice, you are salt, then makes the world a better place. It preserves the world. Salt is a preservative. We know that. Salt helps things not to go bad, not to spoil. It helps to keep things intact. It helps to season things. It helps to make things sweeter or more savory, depending on how you look at it. And that's what we are as human beings. So my question to you is, if you are not living on purpose, if you are not achieving the reason or the purpose, the plans and purposes for your life, you will find that frustration is the order of the day. Hi, Valerie. Hi there. Thank you. Thanks for the hearts. You'll find that frustration is the order of the day. You'll find that you have nothing to bless the world with. You'll find that you are always moaning and you are always, oh, woe is me, oh, life is miserable and everything. Whereas if you are focused on helping somebody, on changing something, on adding value, you will be about that business. You will be about that you will be doing things. Imagine all the things that we are blessed with today in life. Imagine if the people who created these things, invented these things, never rose up to their game. If Thomas Edison didn't keep going after he failed the first time, the second time, the third time, God knows how many times. I think it was something crazy, like 1,000 times. He kept trying to give us the commercial electric bulb. If he stopped, then we would all be in darkness today. And so many other people. Yeah, that's so true, Shireen. No man stands alone. So many other people. If it happened that they did not rise up, or they postponed living their lives, or they postponed giving us those cures or those inventions, this is why Miles Monroe said, the famous Miles Monroe said, that the grave, thank you for the hearts, that the grave is the richest place on earth. Because there you have all the songs that were never sung, all the poems that were never written, all the inventions that were never made, all the cures that were never found to illnesses, all of them are there, dead, with the people who carried these visions. Hence why I say that the death we should be afraid of, the death we should run away from, the death we should be wary of, is the death that you die every day. When you die a little, every day you die a little, as a result of not living on point and on purpose, as a result of postponing your happiness, postponing your life. How many people will hear about the Leap and Shine conference and still pay it no mind? Even though it is free, even though they've not been asked to go on Eventbrite and buy a ticket, even though they've not been asked to get on a train to come to a physical location for that conference. They don't need to buy a train ticket. They don't need to buy a conference ticket. It's free. It's online in the comfort of their space, whether they're sitting in their pajamas or whatever it is. They don't need to take a shower before logging on. You can be in your office, your home, your car, wherever you are, you can log in. And yet, people will disdain it. People will not take advantage of it because they are comfortable with living a so-so life. Come see, come sa. Like this, like that. Same old, same old. And 2017 is banging on the door, asking to be let in. In the next couple of weeks, 2017 will impose itself on us. And we will start saying, Merry Christmas will be over. We'll be saying Happy New Year. Resolutions will be made. For those of us who are even conscious enough to make those resolutions, some people don't even bother anymore. Some of us who make the resolutions by the 15th of January, those resolutions are either out the door or just, pushed to the back burner. But for how long are we going to continue doing things like that? Business as usual. I didn't define it, but some wise person said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting change. So that change is not going to happen unless you change your mind, you change your thinking, you change your mindset, your perception of life. You change your perception even of yourself. You position yourself in a way that tells everything around you, everyone around you, that you're changing the rhetoric. If you're not changing the rhetoric, then life will continue to happen to you. Rather than you being in control of life, sorry, I'm just talking to someone. Rather than you being in control of life, life is in control of you. And guys, that's just my thing. I have decided that 2017 is going to be a different kind of year for me. And this is why I am deliberately planning the things that I'm planning, doing the things that I'm doing, learning the things that I'm doing. I'm very resolute. I am very unashamed about putting up my hand and saying, I don't know this. About going to someone and asking them, can you teach me this? Can you help me do this? If I don't know something, I am very unashamed about admitting it. Because if there's anything that I know, or if there's anything that anyone who knows me well knows, it is the fact that I'm a challenge junkie. If you tell me something can be done, I will do everything to disprove you. Just as life circumstances were telling me that I couldn't write a book because I'm a mom, and not just a mom, I'm an older mom with young children. I'm on the other side of 40. On the other side, very close to, the other magic age. So, because of that scenario and because of the way my life was structured, my circumstances and everything around me was telling me that I couldn't do it. But guys, guess what? Not only did I do it, not only did I disprove the evidence of my eyes, I wrote my book, Prison Break, and it's not a pamphlet. It's not a pamphlet. It's not a 20-page book. It's not a 50-page book. It's a complete big book. Prison Break. I wrote Prison Break in exactly 64 days. I wasn't counting, but my coach is like that. My coach, Eva Eagle Brown, she rang me up and she was screaming her head off. And she said, "What, girl? Do you know what you just did? You wrote that book in 64 days flat. It wasn't really 64 days. It was 64 days to the day that I decided that I was going to meet with her. We met up somewhere in central London at a hotel for the very first VIP session that we had. So she counted from that day. So I didn't start writing the book immediately, obviously. 64 days. And the same circumstances that I had had for decades that made me keep on postponing my dreams. Guys, there comes a time when you have to step out of the mold. You have to break the mold. You have to literally wrestle with the mold and break it and say enough is enough. You have to redraw the boundaries around yourself, and you have to say, I'm moving, I'm changing my perspective on life. I'm changing the rhetoric. Once you change the rhetoric, the battles of life are won in here, in the head. You change the rhetoric, you find out that things around you begin to take the shape of your new mindset. That's basically what I did for myself. It wasn't anything magical. That's exactly what I did for myself. And on the 10th of September, I was standing up on a stage in front of about 100 guests at the exclusive Conrad Hotel here in the city of London, and I was launching my book. And I dare say, the photos are on Facebook, I dare say that I looked amazing. I felt amazing because I could beat my chest and say, yes, I did it. There's something about you looking fear in the face and just eyeballing that thing that challenges you and going for it. If that's you, if that's your plan for 2017, it's a no-brainer. I'm bringing you a conference that's free, that you don't have to buy an Eventbrite ticket for, that you don't have to get on the train to get to the venue. I'm saying literally just get up, put on your phone, put on your laptop, put on your iPad, your Mac or whatever, and log in. 14 speakers from around the world, from the US, from the UK, from Poland, from Singapore, from Jamaica. They're all raring to go. These are all people who would charge a tidy amount for their speaking. But there is also blessing in giving. There's also fulfillment in giving. And they all decided, I went out and I asked. So today, Ava was talking about asking, the spirit of asking, just ask. I went out to each of them and I asked, and they all without exception says, yes, I will, yes, I will, yes, I will. And together we've decided to come together and put this conference together, the Leap and Shine conference, to help someone get from where they are to where they need to be, to make 2017 the pivotal year, the crucial year when all things change. I've decided 2017 is going to be a year in which I break all limitations, break out of all barriers, whether physical or otherwise. If you're that kind of person, or if you know somebody who needs to break out of a mindset situation, who needs to break out of negative thinking or of thinking too small of themselves, somebody who needs to get out of their own way, somebody who needs to start going somewhere with their life before it's too late, because tomorrow is not assured, guys. And if I'm hitting any notes, please give me some hearts. I just need to know I'm connecting. Tomorrow is not assured. You don't know that you're going to wake up tomorrow. I don't know that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. So our call is really to do the best that we can today. If you know somebody who needs to get the benefit of this conference, ask them to get themselves registered. And as I said before, all you need to register someone is their first name and their email address. If you know they need this, you can register them. And then you can have a chat with them. You can tell them, oh, as my Christmas present to you this year, I'm giving you the gift of the Leap and Shine conference. I think that's amazing. Because anything else you give them, if it's a bottle of perfume, it will finish. You give them a dress, they will outgrow it, or whatever it is, it will go out of fashion. But knowledge, information, strategies, tips, tricks, tools, those will never go out of fashion. That's something that will change them, that will grow them, that will develop them. And that's the best gift you can give anyone. That is absolutely the best gift you can give anyone. So guys, share this video if you will. If I could ask you to share this video on your timeline, or actually send it as an inbox to someone that you know needs to get to be on this conference. You know my speakers already. Amazing. Ava Eagle Brown is on there. If I just open the website, and show you. Ava Eagle Brown is on there. Charles Kiron is on there. Diana May Fernandez is on there. Brandy Miller is on there. Cheryl Paulins is on there. Roseanne Reed is on there. Donna Bellinger Smith is on there. Fatima Zakir is on there. DJ Sabanjo is on there. These are all people who are doing amazing, amazing stuff in their area of expertise, in their area of influence. They're not people who would normally devalue their time. So if they didn't have value that they were coming to deliver at this conference, or if they didn't think that this conference had value that it was seeking to deliver to people, they wouldn't be on it. They will not be unequally yoked with me in this conference. It is because they know that what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to do with this conference is so important that people need to be helped out of their rut. People need to be given a new perspective on things, that people need to be given a new thinking, a new rhetoric. This is exactly why they've decided to work with me. So guys, I would say, if you have anyone, you know of anyone that needs to be on this conference, please invite them. I'm not talking about just tossing a link at them. I'm talking about, there's something wrong here. The website is not loading well. Someone's photo is missing. I'm talking about actually ringing them up and having a chat with them and making sure that they go and register themselves. Sunday it begins. So this is how we're going to be doing it. It's 2 speakers per day, per evening. It's from 8 p.m. UK. We have one speaker come on for 1 hour and they will speak, and it will be done interview style. I will be asking them questions which I think you two would be wanting them to answer for you. So stories are powerful. So above, the presentation, each one of them will give a presentation in their area of expertise on a particular topic. But what I'm most looking forward to is who they really are, their experiences. And by that, I mean, I'll be talking to them and asking them certain questions. And that is also the pre-work that we're going to be sending out. What do you think it means to take a shine leap? Now, seriously, guys, if I was to ask you, what do you think when you hear the words shine leap, and it's one word with a hyphen, when you hear the word shine leap, what does it conjure? What does it connote in your mind? What do you think it means? I'm going to be asking them the same question in their own words, in their own understanding. What does it mean to take a shine leap? And for them to share with us an incident in their lives or a time in their lives when they've had to take a shine leap in their lives, whether it's with relationships or their business or with work or career or whatever it is. They will share that, and they will also share the ways in which they are changing the world and adding value, what their work, the essence of their work is. These are all people who are extremely, extremely proud of the work they do, extremely passionate, touching lives on a daily basis. I haven't just gone out and brought just anybody. They're all carefully hand-chosen people. So I would say, guys, somebody in your life, someone in your space needs to be on this conference, and you know them. I may not know them, but you know them. I've done my bit by convening this conference. I've done my bit. It's taking a fair bit out of me because it's like giving myself, an extra job to do. But I could not shake it. I felt so convinced that this type of conference is needed at this point in time, especially as the year draws to a close, because that's when people tend to get depressed and they tend to take stock of their life, how things have panned out in the course of the year. And possibly because there are goals and objectives and things that they have not been able to achieve, you find that lots of people go into depression as the year comes to a close. And more so also when, the turn of the year in 2017, January, February, people are in depression. But that's because, I'm a believer, and the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. When you do not equip yourself with the knowledge that you need to make informed choices, to make better choices and better decisions, life can seem like a very humdrum kind of experience. But when you equip yourself, align yourself with the right kind of, information, align yourself with the right kind of people, position yourself, locate yourself in the right kind of company. You're hearing the right things in your ear, because it's important to protect your ear gates and your eye gates. The internet well, social media is replete with all kinds of rubbish every day. But you have to be selective about what you watch, what you see, what you hear, what you listen to, what you give your time to. And so this conference here comes to give you just the right kind of information that you need, which is, tips, tools, strategies, the blueprint, the roadmap, various topics people are talking about. How do you, Brandy Miller will talk to us about how to find the confidence you need in life, to make good your escape. How to Halona Black will be talking to us about making opportunities, making your own luck, making your own opportunities, and all of that. Assessing your opportunities and making your own luck, because sometimes in life you do have to make your own luck. Fatima will talk to us about the role of mindset, how mental health, the role of mental health in helping you to overcome adversity and become successful at the things that you want to become successful at. Then Roseanne will be talking about a topic that's close to her heart because she's done it. She's broken out of the mold of the 9 to 5. Roseanne is a wife and a mom like me. She's got a young family like me, but she worked in corporate for 14 years. And then she wrote a best-selling book called Pain to Purpose. And she is now, CEO of her own business. She's known as the Dream Inspirationalist. She lives in Jamaica. And, not her. Her time zone is good. But guess what? When I talk about sacrifices, guys, I'm serious. Guess what time Fatima is in Singapore. Because we're doing this between 8 o'clock UK and 10:30 UK. Guess what time that is for Fatima in Singapore? 4 a.m. And yet she's raring to go. She said to me, I've checked it, I've booked it in my diary. It's 4 a.m. my time. I will be ready. If someone's going to do that for you, guys, come on. I was so impressed. And she's really been on the ball. She's basically been, emailing me, finding out stuff, trying to confirm, what time do I come on? What time is it? Trying to find out a lot about the conference, really, really engaged. I think that's the height of giving. That's the height of giving. She doesn't live alone. She has a family. She has her responsibilities. For someone to wake up at 4 a.m., 4 a.m. her time, and be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because she wants to pour into you. She wants to give to others. That's amazing. That's amazing, and I cannot thank her enough. So some of the other speakers are from, there's one from Poland. There are quite a number of the speakers from the US and obviously from the UK. So Dr. Ava Eagle Brown, Charles Ajayi Kiron, Diana May Fernandez, Gail Dudley. Gail is an accomplished conference and workshop speaker. She's the author of 7 published books and many training resources on developing volunteer groups, entrepreneurship, cultural awareness, and relationship building. Guys, you pay big money for these things under normal circumstances. And Cheryl Pollins is a hand-selected TEDx speaker. She comes to you from the US. She's a certified coach and award-winning speaker, and she's an entrepreneur who was hand-selected to speak for TEDx, one of the most coveted. I don't need to tell you. I mean, you know what TEDx is. Everyone knows TEDx. It's like knowing the secret. So everyone knows TEDx. And DJ Subanjo, if you don't know him, guys, his group is absolutely big, huge, and doing great things on Facebook. DJ Subanjo is a leading personal and leadership development expert. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a coach and a consultant. He's been engaging, inspiring, and developing people across the world for over 10 years. Halona Black. She's the founder and creative director of digitalwellpublisher.com. She is a multimedia publishing and training company CEO. She focuses on challenging coaches, speakers, and leaders to unveil their brilliance and to take center stage with their message. Isn't that what we all want? That's what I want, because I know that I have a message. And my key thing, my key preoccupation, my escape agenda, everything that it's about is how do I monetize that message, couch it properly, package it in the way that it would be most appealing, most inviting to the people that I am called to. And how do I then take that message to the global stage? That's exactly what I'm about, and that's what Halona does. So every single one of these individuals is raring to go, as I say. If you know someone who needs to register for this conference, register them. If you haven't yet registered yourself, you need to register yourself. Everyone who registers upon registration will receive a link for an immediate download of the first 2 chapters of my book, Prison Break, the 9-to-5 escape agenda, taking the leap from limitation and into liberation. That's my book, Prison Break. Everyone will get the first 2 chapters free of charge. And if you walk with me to make sure that the people who need to hear about this conference hear about it, which means you work with me as a summit ambassador. The summit ambassador just means that you share, you share, you share. Anything you see me share, you share. You get on Facebook and you do a Facebook Live and you say, my friend Clara Rufai has put together, she's convened the Leap and Shine conference. This is the website, www.leapandshineconference.com. Go and get registered. This conference will help you do this, that, and the other. If you want to take your life someplace in 2007, go there and get registered. It doesn't have to be more than 30 seconds or 1 minute long. You're basically pumping people up and telling your friends, guys, I'm in your face because I'm bringing you a gift that will keep giving you back. You need to go and register for this conference. Guess what, guys? Don't forget to tell them that, guess what, guys? It's free, it's online. And that's all you need to do. So you're sharing, you're getting more people to hear about it. In the next couple of days, I'll be doing what I call a pass the cast. If you would like to help me, I would be very grateful, which is that I've gone out and I've spoken to a few friends and I've said, let's pass the cast. So we're broadcasting almost like every hour on the hour. So you're talking about it. Monica is talking about it. Amy is talking about it. V is talking about it. Valerie is talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. And we're basically, it's like passing the baton. And Facebook is full of information about the Leap and Shine conference, so that so many people, enough people get to hear about it, because somebody somewhere in your community, in your network, in your life needs to know about it. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer. If you take Ava Eagle Brown, who knows how much 1 hour of her time is worth? No, seriously, 1 hour of her time, how much is it worth? I coach with her, I know. So if she's coming on to come and speak to you for 1 hour, she's not coming to talk fluff. She doesn't talk fluff. She doesn't do fluff. None of my 14 speakers does fluff. They're all experts in their field. Fatima Zakir, who I said is so pumped up that she's willing to wake up at 4 a.m. Singapore time and be on there for 1 hour just to pour into you. That speaks something. That speaks volumes about how much she wants to change somebody's life in 2017. I think I've said enough, guys. You need to forward this message. If you want to send it as an inbox to someone in your life, in your community, by all means do so. Hi, John. Nice to see you. Hi, Eva. Nice. Oh, yeah. So she's not keeping it a secret. She says right now is 500 for 1 hour of her time. One of my speakers, Ava Eagle Brown, is on here. So yes, I know. And please don't change your mind. She's telling me to do this for free is crazy. So guys, share on Facebook Live. I've reached out to a few friends. If I haven't reached out to you, it doesn't mean I don't need your help. If you would like to help me to make sure, hello. Hi, John. Thank you so much. If you'd like to help me to make sure that somebody somewhere who needs to know how to reposition their lives, how to refocus their lives, how to go somewhere with their lives, to get out of their own way and start doing something serious with their lives, start encountering destiny, working on purpose, start, make 2017 the pivotal year in their lives. You need to send this information to them. As I say, there isn't an Eventbrite link that says go out there and buy a ticket. They don't even have to get on a train to come to a physical location. This is in the comfort of your own home, your own space, office, car, wherever you are. Just log on and wait for these 18 amazing speakers from around the world to come and share with you from out of their essence, to come and tell you what it is they do, the ways in which they are impacting their world, in which they are changing their world, and how they can change yours too. I'm talking tips, tools, strategies, the roadmap, the blueprint. So many things will be discussed. And what's most important, as I said to you, what I'm most looking forward to is the fact that stories are important. And these people will be sharing their story about what it means in their own mind, what it means to take a shine leap, and how you can also be empowered and enabled to take a shine leap in your life. And the pre-work simply is this, and the pre-work is going to come out shortly to everyone who's registered so far, and it will also be on the Facebook page, the Leap and Shine community. The pre-work is, in your own words, what does it mean? What do the words shine, leap, and it's one word with a hyphen. What do the words shine, leap mean to you? If you had to define the words shine, leap, how would you define them? What do you think it means to take a shine leap? Not just any old kind of leap now, a shine leap. What does it mean? Because that's what we want to be doing in 2017. We want to be taking a shine leap into success in 2017. It's about the shine factor. It's about the shine zone. It's all about shining, guys, in that place of personal brilliance. It's all about being the best that you can be. And of course, that means getting out of your own way. It means changing your perspective on things, changing your rhetoric. Because all of us have gone through this whole, we've watched The Secret 1001 times, we've read all the books, 7 ways to do that, 3 ways to do this, and yet we're still in the rut. It means that something needs to change. It means that there needs to be a drastic, rewiring of our brains. And this is why these 14 people, these 14 men and women are coming to you. And if you go on the website, www.leapandshineconference.com, you will see the details of all of these people. You'll see their bios, you'll see their profiles, you'll see where they've been, what they've done. Some you already know, and some you will get to meet on the summit. So guys, keep an eye on your inbox, because I'm going to be sending you information about how you're going to get logged in, and just generally sharing your pre-work with you. And please, if you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, which is the Leap and Shine community on Facebook, you need to go on there and join it. There's a lot that my team and I are planning to make sure that that is the perfect support group for you, to support people who are going somewhere, who are taking their lives someplace monumental, someplace huge, someplace supersonic in 2017. So guys, please call somebody up. Don't just send them a link, call them up. Eyeball them if you have to, and tell them you need to get registered for the Leap and Shine conference, period. It's the greatest gift you can give anyone. Don't buy them a bottle of perfume. They'll use it up in no time. This year for Christmas, give people the gift of knowledge. Give people the gift of direction. Give people the gift of empowerment, of inspiration, and of motivation. That's my challenge to you, and it's a challenge that you can easily rise to. Trust me. Find 5 people in your life, 5 people in your network who need this conference, and tell them they need to get themselves registered. And that's me done here. I started this Facebook Live talking about what it is that makes you keep going even when you know you're tired. It is because you want to dance the dance of destiny. It is because your heart beats to a drum beat called purpose. That is what keeps you going. That is what makes me forget the fact that I walked into my house 45 minutes ago, tired as a dog, but I still walked straight up to my home office. I sat in front of, because the day job, I did it. I couldn't complain. I could not do it. So I went there, I did it. So why will I not work my own job? My own job is my dream job. This is what is going to usher me into the place of the quantum leap. This is the legacy that I'm going to be leaving my children, not just my children, but the world. After I'm gone, this work that I'm doing right here is what people will remember me by. So guys, it's a promising future. It's a promising future. I urge you to just make yourself available. Block that time out in your calendar. Make yourself available for this conference, the 20th to the 26th of November. We start exactly at 8 p.m. UK. 8 p.m. UK. Make sure you're sitting in front of your computer. Get your coffee, get your tea. Make sure you've done your toilet break or whatever it is. Sit down and just stay glued for knowledge, information, tips, tools, strategies to get you going in 2017 and beyond. Actually, starting from now, 2016. There's still opportunity for someone to win. So for someone to finish 2016 strong and to start 2017 on the right note. If you will, I ask you to please send this video as an inbox to somebody. I ask you to call them up and tell them to get registered for the Leap and Shine conference. I can't wait to host you. I look forward to hosting you. I'm excited. Every single one of my speakers is excited. Shireen's excited. Ava is excited. Prison break. We're breaking out. You know, Ava, I was just telling them before you came on how you made sure that you counted to the day how long it took for me to write my book. And this is in spite of the fact that all the things, all the reasons and all the excuses that I had for the past decade or so for not doing something, for not writing that book, all of them still existed in my space, in my life. And perhaps there were even more challenges. But I got up and I did it because of you, and I have you to thank for that. I have you to thank for that. So guys, it's a no-brainer. I'm out of here. I need to carry on doing my dream job. I just thought I would stop and share this Facebook Live, and I need to be about my business because I have a tele summit coming up in a few days, guys, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yes. Amazing stuff. Ava says this conference is going to be live next year. Guys, you heard it here first. This conference is going to be live next year. So next year, you're going to have to buy a ticket. So you need to come to this virtual one so you can say, I was there when. Next year is going to be bigger and better, and it's going to be a live event. Amen to that. Amen to that. I absolutely believe that. It's such a it's so good when you live on purpose. It causes you to glow from within. It causes you to be excited about life in general. You can't wait to just to push yourself, regardless of how tired you are. So I'm tired right now, but I've decided to just get on with it. And what's got to be done is got to be done. We have work to do. The hustle is real. Okay, guys, I'm out of here now. Please share this video, do a Facebook Live, post it on your timelines, call somebody up, put it in their Facebook, in their Messenger, and let's get people registered. The more, the merrier, because obviously gathering these 14 people, I want as many people as possible to benefit from the knowledge and the wisdom that these people will be sharing, that my speakers will be sharing. So guys, do me a favor and register someone as well. All right. Take care, and I'm out of here. See you later. Thanks for dropping by, everyone. I do appreciate that. Bye-bye.